Last week, I talked about stress and the effects on your body and well-being, and I talked about ways to reduce stress during the holidays. So what happens if you were able to reduce some stress, but there are those few pesky things that creep their way back in? What are some things you can do to manage that stress that didn't get eliminated? Today, I'm going to talk about a way to prepare for and manage that fight or flight response that peaks its anxious head. We all know that stress is inevitable. Well, deep breathing is one of the best ways to combat stress. It's a great technique because it improves mental and physical well-being because it brings about a relaxation response. Stress, on the other hand, brings a fight or flight response, which increases your heart rate, blood pressure, sweating, breathing, and stress hormones. And it slows down your digestion and reduces your immune function. So, that fight or flight response is the opposite of the relaxation response, and our bodies can never be in both states at the same time. So if you can learn relaxation methods, you can reduce that fight or flight response that wreaks havoc on your body and mind. The information I researched comes from Harvard and the University of Michigan. And I'll put a couple links below in case you want to take a look at the full articles, but I'll also review most of it here. Okay, so let's talk about deep breathing or breathing. Day to day, we tend to do a lot of shallow breathing. We don't bring air fully into the whole capacity of our lungs. We have a lot of tight muscles in our body, including our stomach muscles. And because we hold those muscles tight, we don't get the full benefit of the oxygenated air that comes into our lungs. It kind of stays in the upper level and doesn't make it all the way to the lower level of our lungs. Deep breathing brings that air fully into our lungs. It helps with heart rate, blood pressure, and reduces distracting thoughts and negative feelings. It tells our brain to calm down and relax. You can practice and use deep breathing anywhere, anytime, so it makes it very convenient. But in the beginning, you might want to try to learn how to do deep breathing in a quiet, comfortable place so you can really focus on the skills and how to do it correctly. So first, I want to share with you just a general breathing practice. You'll want to find somewhere comfortable to sit or lie down. Breathe in through your nose, bringing the air into your chest and your stomach, because a lot of times we just bring it into our chest, so you want to bring it all the way in. Then you're going to breathe out slowly through your mouth or through your nose. I prefer to breathe through my mouth. And there are some things you can add to this, and I will tell you about what those are. I typically do things depending on my mood, add things depending on my mood, or how much chatter is going on in my mind. Okay, so let's talk about some things you can do and focus on while you're practicing your breathing. Initially, you want to learn how to do the breathing, but then you can add some things to it. So you can focus on totally just the breathing, listening to the breath going in and listening to the breath going out. But you can also use visual imagery. And visual imagery is bringing in into your mind a image that's very relaxing. For me, my visual image is a place in Cancun where the ocean is just such a bright blue and it's just beautiful. It's very relaxing to me. So a lot of times when I'm doing some deep breathing, I will use that as my image. I'm sure you have a lot of images in your mind that you could use to help you relax. Another thing you can do is use a mantra. I tend to pick a mantra when the chatter in my brain just keeps on going, keeps on talking, when I'm trying to do deep breathing and relax. So I'll use that mantra to kind of cut out that mind chatter. The mantra that I use is Ham Sa. And basically what that means is identifying yourself or identifying oneself with the universe. Now what I really like about Ham Sa is it goes really well with my breathing. Now when I breathe in my mind, I will say Ham. And when I breathe out, I say sa. And it's all in my mind. I never say any of this out loud because that would mess up your breathing. So if I breathe in my mind, I'm saying hum. And then when I breathe out, in my mind, I'm saying sa. It sounds better in my mind than it sounds out loud. You can feel free to steal my mantra, or you can find a mantra that really works for you, something that's meaningful and something that works well with your breathing. Now, the last thing I want to share with you on something you can add to your breathing is putting on some headphones and listening to some relaxing music. My favorite relaxing music to listen to is George Winston piano. It's just very calming to me. There's no words to it. It helps me relax. Now, you might really love heavy metal or rap music, but I really wouldn't recommend using that for your relaxation because that's the kind of music that kind of like gets you pumped and gets you moving. So that's the opposite of what we're going for with our deep breathing and relaxation. Now, when you're first beginning to learn how to do deep breathing, there are some techniques you can use to help you learn how to actually breathe. This is kind of before you're going to add things like music and mantras. So there's 3 that I'm going to tell you about: belly breathing, 4-7-8, and roll breathing. So for all of these, you're going to use similar techniques. Your breathing is what is kind of different. So what you're going to do is you're going to put one hand on your chest and one on your belly. I know you can't see my belly right now, but you'll put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and you're going to find a comfortable sitting position, or you can lie down, and you're going to do what I had mentioned before, where you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you breathe out through your mouth, you're going to do kind of either like a whistling sound or a whooshing sound. So like when I breathe in, I would breathe in through my nose, mine's kind of a whooshing sound. Yours may be a whistling sound, but that kind of helps you get that breath out. And if you're focusing on your breath, you can listen to that sound. So in belly breathing, you're going to have your hand on your chest and on your belly, but as you breathe in, you're going to bring all of the air into your belly, but not into your chest. So as you look down, you're going to see your hand raise that's on your belly, but you're not going to see the hand on your chest raise. And this is to help you learn how to get the air down into the lower part of your lungs. Remember, I said a lot of our breathing is chest breathing. You want to learn how to get the air into your lower part of your lungs. So, like I said, you can't see my belly, but I can feel what I'm doing. So I'm going to take a deep breath. It doesn't take too long to do that, to fill up my belly, because I'm not filling my chest. So just fill up that belly and breathe out through your mouth. The second one is 4-7-8. So it's going to be similar, hand on chest and hand on belly. And this one, you are going to breathe into your belly and up into your chest. So it's going to kind of fill your belly and then fill your chest. So you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and breathe out for 8 seconds. So I'm going to count in my head. Obviously, I can't count when I'm breathing in. So here I go. I would go. And by the time I get to the count of 8, I should have all the air out of my lungs. So now with the 4-7-8 that we just practiced, you can start off with just doing the 4-7-8 with belly breathing. So you can breathe in for 4 into your belly, hold it for 7, and then release it for 8. And then you can add on the chest. So breathe into your belly, into your chest for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, and then release it for 8. So you're learning different techniques here where you can learn to get it into the lower part of your lungs. The next one is roll breathing. So with roll breathing, you're going to bring the air into your belly, fill up the lower part of your lungs, and you're going to do this 8 to 10 times. Okay? So when you would do it, your hand on your chest would not raise. Your hand on your belly would be the only hand that raises. And then after 8 to 10 times of doing your belly, then you would add your chest. So you bring the air into your belly and into your chest, and then you can do that for 8 to 10 times. And it just gives you a practice of feeling what it feels like to breathe into your lower lungs and into your full capacity of your lungs. So with roll breathing, you don't have to do any counting. You do 8 to 10 of the belly breathing, and then 8 to 10 of the full breathing, and then you can be finished. So by the end, your roll breathing might look like this. So I would breathe in, now when you're first learning this, you might get a little dizzy or lightheaded. And if you do, what you probably want to do is slow down your breathing because you're probably breathing too fast. So the other day, I used some deep breathing because, we talked about reducing stress over the holidays, and I'm pretty good about reducing my stress. But I was trying to make our Christmas card, which making the Christmas card doesn't stress me out. I'm fine with doing that. But computer technology was stressing me out. I couldn't get my pictures to upload to the computer, by connecting the computer and the phone. I couldn't get my pictures to airdrop to the computer. Nothing was working. And I just wanted to go in, spend, 30 minutes getting my pictures uploaded so that they could get printed. But always computer technology comes in and can stress you out. So that night when I went to bed, all my muscles were tight. I had a headache. So I did some deep breathing and really felt a lot better. All my muscles in my body started to relax, and I just felt better. So when you've practiced deep breathing, start to pay attention to how your body feels after you've done your deep breathing exercises. And you can practice these a couple times a week for about 10 minutes. Let me take that back. Not a couple times a week. I meant a couple times a day for 10 minutes each day. Okay, so that's a wrap. Today, we talked about how our bodies cannot be in a fight or flight state and a relaxed state at the same time. So it's really good to learn relaxation strategies. I taught you a few techniques to help you learn how to do deep breathing and a few add-ons that you can use along with your deep breathing, such as mantras, visualization, and music. These can really enhance your breathing and help you feel more relaxed. I hope that some of the strategies that I taught you today can be used in these upcoming days in stressful holiday situations, parenting, or your professional life. In upcoming videos, I will share more relaxation techniques so you can have several to choose from in your well-being toolbox. And if you like today's video, give it a like or share, and also visit me at michelleberryphd.com to see more or to get in touch with me. I'll also put a couple links down below for the articles that I reviewed and the favorite music that I have when I'm relaxing. See you in the next video.